The Falcons looking at starting Desmond Ritter for the first time. Obviously, y'all saw Marcus Mariota earlier. What's the different challenge that he presents?
Well, we don't know how they're going to operate the offense with him, right? Is it going to be a mixture of what Matt Ryan did last year, and then do they feel as though he's a better passer, right? And then the only thing that we really have is we go back and we take a look at his preseason snaps and then see what he throws and what he does well. So, again, likelihood, right? Again, will they keep the offense the same, right, as Mariota and just kind of transition a new quarterback into that? That's the likelihood, right? Again, obviously, you've heard they feel better about him, again, throwing deeper development routes and things of that nature, and that's the reason why he's in there. So, obviously, that's what we have to be prepared for.
Does the fact that they're coming off of a bye week have an impact in terms of, does that give them more time to install maybe something different that you have to look out for, or anything like that, or is that not really?
Well, sure. It's like some of the concepts that they attacked us with last year with Ryan, maybe we haven't seen those same concepts this year, not with Mariota in game one, right? But now that we're in game two and they are coming off a bye, likelihood is that we possibly could see some of these formations and these different concepts. So, again, we have to be prepared for the entire gamut.
You guys got 3 linebackers that are playing really well and operating, primarily nickel. How do you get all 3 of those guys snaps?
It's really going to be predicated by what the offense gives us. The cool part is that they're all prepared and ready to play when they get out there on the field. Like there isn't a particular package that we can design that's going to get them all on the field, right? It's only the offense is pretty much going to dictate that. Again, and per our scheme, we want them out there as much as possible. So as much base personnel that we get is as much base personnel that we'll play.
You guys wouldn't look at rotating like sometimes you guys do with cornerbacks, or like last year how you got Roby snaps and that. Could that be part of the equation too?
Possibly, but that's going to be more so for nickel, right? Than obviously again not our dime or extra DB packages, And so right now when we step out there, we're really comfortable, right, with the guys that we have in position. Again, the nickel as it is right now, and then gets next man up has to be prepared to play.
Kris, Marcus May had a couple kind of big plays in that last Tampa game. He's only a year removed from a major injury.
That's right.
Something you feel like maybe he's kind of running his form a little bit?
Yeah, it's again growing into our system, right? Understanding what we need from him on a consistent basis, and then him obviously again trusting the God-given ability that we all know he has. He's again coming off an Achilles. It's a hard injury to recover from, especially for a defensive back. But he hasn't batted an eye. Like I said, there's no whining, there's no complaining, there's no excuses from him whatsoever. So, true professional, and takes care of his body, making sure he does everything correctly every single day to ensure that he can be out there on the field to help us.
Kris, Marshawn's returning from a fairly unique injury as far as what we've dealt with covering. What is the ramp up process for him? What do you work on most? What do you need to see most?
Yeah, it's as tolerated. And that's the difficult part with internal injuries. Like nobody knows his body better than him, right? And then the difficult part is trying to throw him out there without having pure contact and expecting him to be able to tackle and perform at a top-notch level that we've been accustomed to. So yeah, it's delicate because again we don't know. It's on a as-is basis, and he's going to go as far as he can take it.
By no contact, like none in practice. Right.
Well, it has to happen at some point in time. Like we can't expect his first physical contact to be out there in the game,
right?
And then expect results from that. So I said we're doing little things in practice to make sure that we're ramping that up and getting him comfortable and prepared.
Seems to be kind of like the linebacker position, ones where you've got 3 potential starters, 2 guys there that have been rotating at starter most of the season with Debo and Taylor. It's like a good problem to have that once he comes back, you might need to make a decision about who starts opposite him. Is that already kind of in place? Do you know that answer already?
Well, no. So again, that we don't know the answer to that yet because again, we'll cross that bridge once we get there. So right now we just got the guys locked in on the positions that there are, and then we're just going to allow him to heal and come back. And when he's prepared to play, he'll have a spot.